So I recently got accused of being masculine because in one of my previous videos, I basically said that I do whatever the F I want, can't nobody tell me nothing, which is true. There was a guy that came under that video and left paragraphs, like about 2 or 3 paragraph comment, basically telling me that I'm masculine. And I'm like, okay, what now? These men are listening to us, y'all. They are listening to us and they're watching our every move because these men are definitely aware of the femininity content that has been on social media for years. And I never identified with the femininity content that came out on social media past 2012. Never have, never will, because it's all rooted in performative femininity, and I'm not here for that. So in this video, I'm basically gonna, I guess, do an analysis on the femininity content. And I'm gonna try to make it short, okay, because I don't really have a lot to say. I'm gonna try to get my point across as quickly as I can. But before I get into that, I just want to address why men try to shame you for being masculine. I mean, they will use anything to shame you, all right? And we all know, they are calibrating at the frequency of shame. But I'm going to share the exact purpose for this, all right? When a man does this, what he is doing is manipulative and psychological, okay? When a man like, oh, you masculine, like, I don't know, like, when did I say ever on my YouTube channel that I'm feminine and this is a femininity channel? I've embraced my masculine side. There's nothing wrong with your masculine energy. What I want your ladies to do is find balance, all right? So I do not know what he thought was going to happen, but this is what I believe that he thought was going to happen. He thought that he was going to get me into the energy of feeling like I have to prove myself. I do not know why, but I can't think of any other reason why he would do something like this. It's so weird. We have gotten to the point in society now where people think that sovereignty and assertiveness is masculine. If someone is assertive, not passive, and someone is sovereign, where they don't allow anyone to control them and dictate what they do, apparently that's masculine. I am not out here trying to dominate anyone, and I'm not out here trying to be dominated by others, okay? So there's a big difference. And people just throw that word masculine around all the time. And for what? Okay, there's just another way to shame women. Come on. But, in reality, what they really mean is that you are intimidating to someone who wants to dominate you. You are intimidating to someone who wants to control you. They cannot control you, so you are intimidating, so they're going to call you aggressive. I can't tell you all how many times in my life that I've been called aggressive. And masculine is new, okay? I've never been called masculine before. Like, no one has ever looked at me and told me that I'm masculine. But, I got aggressive many times. But you know what? I'm going to own it, okay? I'm going to own it. But not because I'm masculine. I am just unbothered and self-led. And I'm unapologetically in my power. So if that comes across as masculine, okay, that's great. Now what? What are we going to do since I'm masculine? What are we going to do? What are we going to do, Pookie? But anyways, men use this shaming tactic to undermine your confidence, okay? Number one, they do this to trigger you into proving yourself. Oh, I'm not masculine. What are you talking about? Like, no, I'm not going to do that. Okay. If you say I'm masculine, okay, yes, I am. Now what? What are we going to do? What now? They also do this to reassert traditional gender roles. They want women barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. How dare you be out here having confidence? Like, what is wrong with you? How dare you be assertive, and how dare you not listen to a man and allow a man to dominate you? And it's a way to test your insecurity. They want to test to see if you're insecure, okay? And an insecure woman would be triggered to prove herself and prove that, she's not masculine. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be like, you know what? Yes, you are right. All right? Yes, you are right. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about how I feel about, femininity content and why I don't promote it, why I don't endorse it, why I don't support it. And to my OG followers, you'll already know this because I said this time and time again, I don't understand this femininity content that's been popping up, and it's been popping up for several years. I feel like now it's less common to see it, but when it was at its height in popularity, I always spoke against it because I'm like, you know what? If you're a woman, then you are feminine by default. We all have masculine and feminine energy. There's nothing wrong with having masculine energy. I don't see anything wrong. I've accepted myself, okay? Self-acceptance is very important. Someone who resides in the frequency of self-acceptance is a high vibrational person. So I accept myself, and I accept my masculine traits. I'm a Leo, okay? Just being a Leo, that in itself makes me lean more masculine. If you look at my birth chart, there's a lot of masculine energy in my birth chart, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Before I get into it, I want you all to write this down. Femininity is not a performance. It's a frequency. Write that down and, think about it, look at it, put it somewhere where you can see it, okay? Now, let's get into my analysis. I don't know what else to call it, okay? Because it has to be. And I've never made a video addressing this. Like, I've talked about this several times on my Patreon, in our live meetings, but we've had so many meetings. Some of these meetings are hours long. I can't tell you which one of those meetings that we had this conversation. So this is why I'm actually making a video that is dedicated just to this topic. And, I feel like it might be helpful. I love when my trolls inspire me. I love when my trolls come under my video and leave their raggedy ass comments, but it does the opposite from what they expected. I love when my trolls inspire me. So for quite a number of years, I've seen so many women online struggling with the idea that they are too masculine. Where is this coming from? Okay, that's a good question, right? And I am here to tell you that that's a lie. You are not too masculine. You are sovereign. And femininity is not something you perform. It's something that you remember. It's something that you embody, and it's something that you are. You are femininity. You are feminine. You are the feminine. Most of the femininity stuff that you see online is performative femininity for male validation and male attention. That's basically what it's for. So let's talk about what true femininity is and why the femininity coaching space is misleading to women. Because what women need to do is stop listening to these people and learn how to reconnect. Learn how to reconnect with your power without pretending to be something else. Authenticity is the frequency of this age, the age of Aquarius, okay? Pluto is in Aquarius right now, and Pluto is a generational planet. So we are going to be witnessing a generation where authenticity is highly valued. Now is the time to be authentic. I am going to be my authentic self. Yes, me coming on here and teaching you in this kind of mentor, kind of student, or energy. This is me tapping into my masculine energy. We all have masculine energy in us. We all have Mars and Venus in our birth chart. Venus is associated with beauty and all things feminine, and Mars is associated with action, war, assertiveness, all things masculine. We all have those planets in our birth chart. So we all supposed to have masculine and feminine energy. I do not know what these people are talking about. So my problem with online femininity content is the fact that so much of this femininity advice is performative. Like I said earlier, it's about how to act, not how to embody, okay? It's how to do this femininely, how to ask for this femininely, how to talk to a man in a feminine way. It's all an act. It's all an act. So if you are out here pretending to be ultra feminine when you are not ultra feminine, because some people are ultra feminine. There are a lot of women that are ultra feminine. But the type of men they attract, do you want those type of men? Most likely not. My personality is dominating, and that's okay. If that's you, that is okay. If your personality is more passive, that's okay. It's yin and yang, people. It's balance. I don't know what the problem is. Like, why can't people find balance? I've seen some crazy ass content. Women are being thought to be softer, talking a baby voice, be more agreeable, dress a certain way. I love feminine clothing. I like feminine. I like to present femininely because my Venus is in Cancer. That should tell you why I dress the way I dress. But all of it is just another performance for male approval, if we're being real. Truth be told, femininity content is kind of pick me when you really think about it. So at the end of the day, what these women are being told to do, is it really femininity? It's not. It's not femininity. It's trauma coded, and it's being masqueraded as softness. All right. I have issues with the soft life community as well. I'm not going to get into that. This is not what this video is about, okay? True femininity doesn't require you to dumb yourself down or package yourself, to be digestible to men and society and the patriarchy. That's not magnetism, that's manipulation. And again, I don't mind when women use manipulation to get what they want because men do it all the time. But me personally, I really believe that as women, instead of being manipulative, we need to learn how to be magnetic. Yeah, we have to learn how to be magnetic. This is how you all know I'm not AI, because I can't talk. So, why is all this femininity content harmful to women? Why? And I'm going to tell you why. As a woman, you are going to start to believe that your confidence, boundaries, and independence makes you masculine or unattractive. It doesn't. It makes you unattractive to abusers and manipulators. Okay? We have to learn how to tap into our goddess energy, because there are men out there that love women that are confident, assertive, and sovereign and know what they want. They are quite okay with that. But the men that don't, the wounded masculine, they are going to find you unattractive. And that's okay. That's what you want. And then again, let's talk about, the baby voice and, the cute little milkmaid dress. I love those dresses, by the way, okay? But like, they want women to start dressing and behaving in this kind of way where they all dressed up and looking all cute and wearing pink and running around in a field of daisies. Like, that's cute, but is that really you? Is that really you? And then who talks to that baby voice? Children, young girls, and teenagers. Women are controlling their personalities to fit some kind of aesthetic or some kind of idea of femininity, instead of living from their soul, tapping into what they truly want and who they really are. And then again, I feel like women like that don't really know who they are, and these women are lost. And this is why this type of content attracts certain type of women, and specifically, and I hate specifically a certain ethnicity, okay? Because my channel is not for one particular ethnicity, but as you all can see, I am a Black Caribbean woman, okay? Ugh. So when you are out here doing that and acting all soft and feminine and speaking in a little baby voice, you are going to attract men that will only attracted to your mask, okay? Because it's a mask. It's cosplay. It's a costume. It's not real, okay? And like I said, the type of femininity that these women are being advised to embody, being soft, being passive, being agreeable. Again, what you're describing is young girls and teenagers, young women whose frontal lobe hasn't opened up. And I'm not saying that all young girls are like this, but typically it's young girls. So at the end of the day, who are we attracting? Who are we performing for? PDF files, okay? PDF files. I said what I said. I'm not even going to argue, okay? Argue with your mama. I don't care. I like men who like grown women. So I'm not going to be out here being all soft or whatnot. Like, no. I don't talk to my husband like that. I don't. Usually when I'm doing that, and I'm a God, like, you know what? I'm not going to admit it, because there's going to be some raggedy ass bum in the comments that is going to try to use it against me, and I'm not going to give them no ammunition, okay? I'm giving them dust. So I'm going to keep it to myself. The spiritual truth about femininity, ladies, is that femininity is not a checklist, okay? It's a frequency. It's about being in tune with your inner world, being grounded in reality, okay? Femininity is receptivity, flow, creation, intuition, presence, boundaries, magnetism. That's femininity. When you embody femininity, you become these things, okay? You are not going to be desperate and cosplaying and chasing and trying to make yourself small and trying to dumb yourself down and telling men that you are a receptionist. Like, no, don't do that. You do not need to try to be feminine or be more feminine. You don't. You are a woman. You are feminine. Come on. Femininity is all about your essence. It's not about your aesthetic, okay? I love aesthetically pleasing things, and I like to look aesthetically pleasing, but that's me. Some women are not, that's not their personality, and that is okay. That is okay. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? If you like wearing black, wear black. If you like wearing pants and you don't like dresses, do that. If that's how you feel and that's what makes you feel happy and make you feel confident and happy, do that, okay? I mean, I know some women dress a certain way to hide themselves and to make themselves smaller. I know a lot of women dress a certain way because of trauma or whatnot. But, if you're the type of girl that likes a good pantsuit, wear it. There's nothing wrong with that. If you like your hair short, do it. And once again, for the soft life girlies, I want you to understand that softness is not a performance, okay? It's not. Softness, to me, a woman who is soft, that tells me that this woman has a nervous system that feels safe, okay? A lot of us need to regulate our nervous system. We are not masculine. A lot of us are in survival mode. We are not masculine, okay? And I know in the past I've described these conditions as masculine, but again, when I look back, it is damaging because a lot of women don't even know what true femininity and true masculinity is. Most people only associate masculine and feminine qualities with certain appearance and actions. But you have to remember that we all have these energies in us. We all do. But at the end of the day, somebody is benefiting when women are performing femininity, okay? There's somebody benefiting, trust me, okay? The patriarchy is definitely benefiting, obviously. However, the only people that are truly benefiting are toxic, insecure men. And of course, the coaches, these femininity coaches that are selling you these scripts and selling you these courses, they're the only people that are benefiting, okay? Because the fact that a woman is a life coach and a femininity coach and she's selling courses and stuff like that, that's masculine energy, okay? Because a lot of these women feel unworthy. So again, I'm not knocking these people hustle, but I always felt like the femininity community was a scam. Like I always felt like that, especially any content that came out after 2012. I used to run a femininity blog when I was younger, back in the day, 2009, 2010, and I deleted that blog. I used to regret deleting the blog, but you know what? I'm so glad that I deleted it, because that type of content, there is no room for that type of content in this era. Back in those days, it had its place and it made sense. But now, as a lot of us are spiritually awakened, etc., and we are tapping into our sovereignty, there is no room for that content in this era, this current era, and this era going forward. But you know, at the end of the day, true feminine embodiment doesn't mean that you have to be quiet to be feminine, or you have to be passive to be powerful. Like, no, we have to learn how to accept ourselves. What we need is self-acceptance. Self-acceptance is a high vibrational frequency. Your life is going to become so much better once you learn how to accept yourself. So when people come at you with this bullshit that, you know, you're masculine, it's not going to do anything to you. Like, all it's going to do is inspire you or something. I have to be out of my goddamn mind to be out here proving myself to some man, somebody's son named Kevin or whatever the hell his name is. Like, please give me a break. So if you ever felt like you were too much or too independent or not enough, I want you to know that you are not the problem. You were never the problem, okay? There's nothing wrong with you. If there's something wrong with you, you would know. You would know. Your body would tell you, your intuition would tell you, and then you are going to seek self-improvement, okay? You're going to heal and you're going to fix something. But don't let anyone tell you that there's something wrong with you, especially if you never asked. We have to overcome this lie, okay? Because at the end of the day, real femininity doesn't ask you to shrink. It asks you to expand. It allows you to expand. So at the end of the day, I'm so glad. And I don't know about you all, but I'm so glad that I don't see this type of content anymore. I don't see it anymore, but I remember it was saturated. Like, there were people that made an entire platform, huge platform around femininity content. Like, these people were blowing up. And of course, as women, we are the trendsetters, okay? As soon as we got on here and started talking about femininity and masculinity and high value, the men basically hijacked all of it. This is one of the reasons why I kept the majority of my content underground. This is the first time in a long time where I'm consistently putting out content out there in the public. But before that, most of the content that I put out there that was very helpful to a lot of my followers was underground, behind closed doors. But as soon as you get on here as a woman and you start talking, you know, using buzzwords like femininity, masculinity, high value, the men, they steal it and then they start using it, okay? All of a sudden, every Pookie and Riri is a high value man. Every podcast bro is a high value man. They're talking about masculinity and femininity. Like, what? See, you see, this is why you're come here, Trixie. This is why I can't with these people, okay? Like, I can't. And Trixie said hi, y'all. My baby, my precious angel. I love you so much. Okay, she had enough. You know, Trixie thinks I'm too much. You know, she thinks I'm too much. But anyways, Trixie, you shaking my camera. Stop. This is my thoughts about femininity, okay? Femininity is an embodiment. It's spiritual. It's not performative, okay? Yes, it can manifest into, when pink and being girly, but I feel like that type of femininity is extremely performative in the sense that that's what the men like. The men love that, okay? Not all, some. When you look at gay men that imitating women, or like they tend to be over the top, like they become like a caricature, okay? Like the femininity performance is so out of this world that it becomes a caricature when you look at drag queens and stuff like that, because most women are not, most women don't most women don't talk like that and act like that. Trixie, stop. No. um so yeah, I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about my analysis, about my thoughts about, femininity. I just love when my trolls inspire me. This was inspired by one of my trolls. I deleted his comment, y'all, because I don't keep their comments up. Like, most of their comments are already hidden. YouTube hides their comments. Y'all, that guy actually took the time out of his day to sit down and write me a comment telling me exactly how I'm masculine, and quoted me, quoted what I said in my video. Like, okay, and so what? I do whatever the fuck I want. If that's masculine, okay, so what? What now? What are we gonna do? What am I supposed to do? My content, my channel is not based on femininity content. It never was. So, my content is for bad bitches, for savage bitches. My content is for wicked girls. Okay? So, what are you talking about? Y'all, thanks for watching.